Welcome to the Quiet Taste Media Podcast. You know what it is. SOE Cash Cow. And actually, this one is Sauce on. This is Quiet Taste Media, but this podcast is called Sauce on Everything. I pretty much just go through, certain things going on Instagram, things that I've come across that have caught my attention and that I want to speak on. We're not going to speak on this first. We're actually going to speak on that a little later on. The first thing I came across was this, though. And I guess she's going viral for exposing mothers expecting young men to provide luxury dates and gifts for their daughters. $500 dinners aren't his job, of course. So let's see what she had to say.
With teenage daughters that are still in high school, stop brainwashing your daughter to believe that these young boys they're dating who are also still in high school and also still being taken care of by their parents are responsible to make sure that your daughter experiences things that you've never exposed her to as her parent. Yeah, you've never paid $400 and $500 for her plate. You've never taken her shopping at any luxury department stores. So how is this a requirement for anybody? That's your duty as a parent to expose your child to what you want them to be exposed to. Are we using our brains anymore? In high school, the only requirement you should have as a young woman in dating should be if that young man respects himself and respects you, fill him out and see what his goals and visions are for his life. See if he comes from a good family, and most definitely see if he got a good mother. Do you know how golden it is as a young woman to date a man that has a good mother? That's golden. So mothers, there's a lot.
That is golden, but I'm going to let her finish. But, to some men, just having a mother is a red flag. Now, I'm waiting for her to say, I was hoping she said mother and father, but obviously she might not be with her children's father. So she just said a good mother. And like I said, I agree if the mother's awesome, but there are some, as long as he was raised around some men too, period. Like if he was just raised around a bunch of women, that's a red flag, bro. I don't care how good his mama is. If it was nothing but women in his life, he's probably going to have some issues. I'm not saying every single man that has only all women in his life has issues, but I'm saying without having any type of male men around to, help give you some structure, some guidance, some discipline, then, we are missing some things there. But once again, not saying that a woman can't, do her thing and, raise an upstanding young man. Just saying when it's both of them, it's a lot better.
A lot of things we can tell our daughters to have in place as a requirement when dating in high school, but food and materials shouldn't be it. That's your job. So stop trying to push it off on other people. Mothers.
Now, okay, so like I said, I personally don't think, and that's my post too, I don't know. But, if women are out here telling their 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, if they're out here telling their teenage daughters that they need to be dating men with money, it's kind of like, how? Because like she said, these young men are in high school. They don't have any money. Maybe, I'm not saying they don't have none because some of these kids have jobs. So some of these young men have money. But still, I don't think that they get this from their mothers. I think that they get this from the internet. I think that Instagram, TikTok, and all these platforms that promote luxury and promote, materialistic things and promote the idea of, a man taking care of you and all that stuff. I mean, there's so many layers to that I can't even see a young lady in her teenage years knowing all those layers. Because, unless once again, unless her mother is literally grooming her to go out here and try to date teenage boys with money. But at the same time, we all know money has always been an attraction for young ladies. I will say that it's probably a less of it than it was when we was coming up, um, because everybody, we came up during the crack era, so everybody was selling crack. So I ain't gonna say everybody had money, but if you wasn't selling crack, and then you was probably either going to school every day, getting straight A's, all that good shit, and or you was smoking crack. So it was a lot of money. A young man could make a lot of money in our day and age. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about off the streets, tax free, like niggas 13, 14, 15 years old, 16, like niggas was in their teens driving cars with rims and all that shit. Like, but it was from the game, you know what I'm saying? And that's definitely not the game now in 2025. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine a woman out there really telling their daughters, like, yeah, you need to go out there and focus on trying to find a man with money and this, that, and this. Like, fucking kid is 13. If anything, you should be telling the kid, or however old she is, you need to graduate high school first before you do any fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you focus on graduation. Fuck dating and any of that. So, also want to touch on what she said about, people want nice things and stuff like that. And exposing your child to those type of things before anybody else does, or you can't be telling your daughter, like, if he don't take you to Ruth Chris, he ain't shit, when you ain't never took her to Ruth Chris. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. You know what I mean? And those are the type of, and the thing about it is that you set the example. You do things with your child. You take your child out to eat at nice restaurants and things of that nature, so they can see different things and be exposed to different things. So like she said, when they do get older, it's not about what I never told you that, you date a nigga that, eat at Ruth Chris. But if that's something that you like and something that you did while you was growing up, then you saying it, or you being like, hey, let's go eat at Ruth Chris. It's not like you trying to take advantage of a nigga. It's like, nigga, this is what I do. I do this all the time. Like, I'm gonna go with or without you. Like, I'm going. Are you coming? Like, so, I get that part for sure. And, that was one of the reasons why, with my daughter, we chose, my daughter has experienced a lot of things, growing up. So, so that now that she's older, yeah, she does like nice shit. But at the same time, she knows that I gotta work hard. I gotta pay for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want it, I can get it. I just gotta pay for it. I just gotta work for it and buy it. So, I can, and it does help her with her independence, where she doesn't have to feel like, I need a man, or I gotta have a man to do this or do that. She understands that, having a man is awesome, especially having a good man who's about the right thing. But it's not that I have to, like, she can do whatever she wants to do, and be as successful as she wants to be by herself, which most black women can anyway. So, moving on to the next topic. So, what else was going on here? So, yeah, like I said, I don't think women are actually trying to mold their daughters into being gold diggers. I mean, some are, but once again, those are the women who are already, that's the lifestyle that they live, a gold digger lifestyle. So of course they're going to raise their daughters to be gold diggers, because that's what they are. But for the women, for the women who are out here, like, I'm not raising my daughter like that. I don't even know why she thinks like that. I don't, why would you want a nigga to take you to here, or why would you want a nigga to do this? I didn't never taught you that shit. Yeah, they get it from the internet. Yes, you never taught her, but she's seen it, and she's like, oh yeah, that's what, this influencer talks about all day, is how, black women should get their worth, and you this, and you better, if he ain't got this amount of money, then don't date him. Like, people literally get influenced by influencers. That's why they're called influencers. That's why it's so important for you to be your child's main influencer, okay? And teach them and tell them the things, that they need to do to be successful, and keep them off of, I ain't gonna even say keep them off the internet, but, let them know that this isn't real. This is fake. This over here is real. The shit that we doing, the shit that we making happen over here, this is real. Shit that you can touch, but the shit that you see on the internet, you don't know those people. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if these people have the things that they say they have or they're doing the things they say they're doing. A lot of them aren't. A lot of them are just promoting a lifestyle and people are buying into it. But a lot of times these people don't even live the lifestyle that they're promoting. So, those are the type of things that you have to teach your children early about this internet shit, is that this shit is fake. This shit ain't real. This is not, the internet is not a real place. Like, it just isn't. But we fuck with it. We love it though. Don't know what we would do without it. So, came across this. This was a dope little thing I came across. She said some very valuable things. So let's go ahead and check out what she's saying here. Oh, she's on
Black men by not judging them by their accolades or acts of service. I think that we need to look at black men beyond their earning capital, because we are living in a country that is systematically trying to oppress black men financially. A black man may never be able to step into my shoes and do what I do and make what I make. Don't fall for what they're trying to do to make you feel like your man ain't if he don't have what you have or he don't make what you make. I think that the first way we could better support black men is stop looking at their pockets before their characters and hearts.
Ooh, so I like talking to these poets. I love talking to poets because y'all be having the bars.
All right, so everything she said was pretty much on point. What I will say is that there's a lot of women out here, unfortunately, a lot of black women out here who are ignorant to the facts of systematic oppression. There's some who just don't recognize what it is, or who care to recognize what it is. There's those who do recognize what it is, but feel as though it don't matter. You still need to pull up your, bootstraps and shit like that. Kind of, that mentality. And then you do have a small, in my opinion, a small percentage of black women that think like her. Most of them think like one or two. Either they don't know enough about systematic oppression and shit like that to even get on board with it, or to champion it. Or I am not championing, because we don't want to champion oppression, but to just to acknowledge it and take it into consideration when dating black men. And then, like I said, you got, and most of these are just, most of them, I'm going to say, most of them, the ones that I have met, they haven't been the baddies. They've been bad, but they haven't been the baddies. Like, so when I say bad, maybe like 7 or 8. Now, when I'm talking about the baddies, I'm talking about like the 9s and the 10s. The 9s and the 10s that I talk to, a lot of them don't want to hear the shit. And I hate that, because that's a lot of reasons why that we don't jug and I don't talk to them, because a lot of them are educated, so they understand the idea of systematic oppression and the things, that hardships that black men go through, but they don't give a fuck. They don't be cared. They be like, yeah, so what, nigga, so get your money, nigga, get up, nigga, so, and I don't care, nigga, get your money, you gotta get some money, nigga, I need money, nigga, you gotta pay these bills, nigga, if you fucking with me, I need you to pay for this, nigga, you gotta do, and it's like, damn, bitch, like, I wanna fuck with you, but I'm not about to, hell no, like, it's not, you understand that I'm, it's a little bit harder for me when I'm trying to maneuver as an entrepreneur and a businessman out here. And you still like, nah, nigga, I need, so now the mentality for, a lot of probably entrepreneurs and businessmen, it's like, oh, okay, that's how you feel. So when we do get to where we going, we not gonna want to fuck with you. Like, what the fuck? Like, we already know that you don't really give a fuck about systematic oppression, things of that nature. And yes, I may have, I may be successful and I may have money now, but I still have to deal with the systematic oppression every fucking day. Like, so if I can't be with somebody or deal with a woman that doesn't understand or respect that, I don't give a fuck how good you look. You know what I'm saying? Like, It don't matter. Like, I don't give a fuck how fat your ass is, how good you look, how bad you. No, bitch. If you understand it and you still not taking it into consideration, then it's good. I'm cool, and it's fine. It's not a problem. It's not an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like I say, the ones who do take it into consideration, who do think about it, a lot of them are baddies too. But like I say, their percentage is small. You know what I'm saying? Their percentage is small, but I will say the ones that I have come across who do understand it and respect it and know about it and take it into consideration, they baddies too. But they just baddies, and you got to be lucky to knock one off, and they'll understand it, respect it, and they'll be down to ride with you. So but yeah, that's definitely what we on right now is finding women with that type of mentality, that type of mentality. Now, I don't know her traits or nothing like that because I've never seen this. Is my first time ever seeing her on my timeline. But like I say, I like what she was talking about, and I agree with it. So, and then there was something else on here too, since we're already talking about that. Let me go here right quick. All right, so mental health month, because it's mental health month. And it says in 2025, 95% of men say they're prioritizing their mental health, and it's changing how they date. The $90 billion men's self-care industry isn't just about gym memberships and skincare. It's about choosing partners who bring peace, not pressure. Men are no longer chasing just beauty. They're looking for emotional safety, stability, and sanity. Source Global Wellness Institute 2025. And then the first thing there is, mind you, they're the ones that disrupt the peace. And you know what? I'm looking for a post from, I think it was yesterday, but I might not have saved it. But let me see if I saved it, because there was a post of a man in the car with a young lady. It looks like he was taking her to work. And I know where it's at. Shout out Ugly Money Podcast, Ugly Money Niche. That's where I seen it at, Ugly Money, because my man said something. My man went wild. My man went crazy on the lightweight. Like, do it. Where it's at? Here it go. And it's at 120K. Yeah. Hold on a sec. I'm gonna bring this up.
Said all the niggas done said the same shit about you. You's a hoe. You was gonna fuck said in me like. No, but the me not like motherfucker.
Now look at this, guys. Check this out right quick.
Hit you. Said all the niggas done said the same shit about you. You's a hoe. You was gonna fuck said in me like. No, but the me not like motherfucker. Man, whatever. You's a hoe. You wanna be a hoe. Leave me alone. You average everybody. Leave me alone. Crazy ass. I can't never have a fucking good time. I'm fucking hurt. Fucking stressed out. I'm so sick of this shit. You ain't mad because you a hoe and I put you out there? You're a fucking hoe. You is a hoe. I'm sick of you. You're a hoe. You're a hoe. You're a hoe. A hoe. So hey. Put that down. Stop playing.
Do it. Pull the cock back together and do it. No, off yourself. Off yourself, because you can't deal with the truth of what you did. Because you can't take accountability of the dicks that you suck. Women kill me with this shit. Hey, goddamn, when men mess up, hey, baby, I did it. I'm going to buy you some flowers, take you on vacation. It is what it is. When women fuck up, y'all want to act like y'all the damn victim. You was the one sucking dick. You was the one fucking the nigga. You was the one. You made that decision to go over there and spread your legs open your mouth, and goddamn suck another nigga dick. That 9 times out of 10 ain't doing shit for you, ain't protecting, ain't providing. He just came with some ditches and innocent. Do it, bitch. Do it and do everybody else a favor. Y'all stop motherfucking capping like you about to do it and do it. Cock that motherfucker back and blow your goddamn brains out. Because you damn sure won't using the brains when you took that goddamn man's relationship and you took that goddamn man's peace and you went and gave it to another man and put his dick in your mouth. Do it, bitch. Or take a fucking accountability. My hair looks amazing today. Now, another note, whatever.
Yeah, shout out Ugly Money. He went ham on that one. But the reason I showed that is because, like she said, the one post said, mind you, they're the ones that disrupt the peace. In that situation there, he definitely was the one disrupting the peace. And I feel like, of course, that relationship is toxic, and they don't even need to be with each other. If she's out here cheating on you and stuff like that, there's no reason to yell and scream at her. There's no reason to even be taking her to work. If she didn't had sex and cheated on somebody else, why are you still around her? But I mean, misery loves company, and toxic people, you stay around toxic people. They like that toxicity. So, with that, it just is nothing. It was just toxic. The whole video was toxic as hell. And my ugly money just made it super toxic. But regardless, it was already super toxic. And I just want to say, like, yo, you just don't have to go through that. Like, if that's your life, like if that's your life where you yelling and screaming, or you getting yelled at and screamed at all day about shit, whether you cheated or whatever the case may be, like, you don't have to live like that. You don't have to live that life. You can leave. Like, yeah, sometimes it's hard leaving, because sometimes when you leave, you got to start over. Nobody wants to start over. But shit, I'd rather start over than be screaming and yelling at the top of my lungs, getting my blood pressure up and shit, about to bust a blood vessel. Like, and then, I don't, if once somebody cheats on you, unless you're married, there's no, you don't have a reason to stay there anymore. Why would you stay with somebody who cheated on you? Like, somebody cheat on me, I'm leaving immediately. Like, once I find out, all right, yeah, I'm gonna be hurt. I might not even want to go. I might really love this person, but if she cheated, then that's a firm decision that she made, and she gonna stand on it. And I gotta stand on it too, because I told her, just like I've told every woman that I deal with, if you cheat on me, I'm gone. Like, that's just something that I'm not willing to work out. And the reason is because the trust is gone. So now I had the utmost trust in you. Now you done cheated. I don't have any trust in you. There's no relationship there anymore. The relationship is over because the trust is gone. But, people want to, people can do what they want to do and try to work it out and things of that nature. And like I say, in marriage, it's different because you guys are married. So you may want to try to work it out. But if you guys aren't married, man, you don't have to stay. Like, you can go. Like, you can leave. So, yeah, but Mental Health Month, and yes, man, we are dating for peace, because I'm telling you, I'm so used to my peace that, man, listen, it's very valuable. Just put it like that. And you have to be a special someone for me to, give up my peace. First off, you got to bring me peace. But when I say give up my peace, I'm just saying I have to do more shit than I usually do. Pretty much. All right, so let me go here. So we touch on this right quick. This guy is supposedly going viral because he got found not guilty for murder. And I'm glad that, I'm guessing if he got found not guilty, he didn't murder the guy. He probably was there or something, because obviously he's there, so something actually happened. So the person was found not guilty of capital murder charges, and his reaction at the moment, verdict is going viral. The other suspect, Cody McNair, who also accused of the same murder, was found guilty and sentenced to life without parole. So, right, they saying they sentenced somebody else to the murder already. But yeah, it's going viral or whatever. I'm just like, yo, I just hope he don't do no more crazy shit, and I hope that, he can learn from this mistake. Doesn't seem like he learned shit, but, maybe he did and we not seeing it. Definitely throwing up 2 middle fingers at the camera doesn't make me feel like you learned anything, but maybe he did. Who am I to judge? I don't know. All right, so my man John Bryant, shout out John Bryant, man, came across this, and he was like, wait, Mr. Bryant, he usually pretty calm and collected. So when I see him kind of getting pumped about this, I'm like, oh shit, he ain't playing about this shit. He's serious. So let's check him out, see what he's talking about.
Her teenage child who just got her first job to pay her bills, the mother's bills. That's your job. The kid didn't ask to be here. The kid didn't take a vote and say, yeah, mom, get busy and bring it. You got busy with some man and you brought her here. It's your responsibility to raise her as a parent. You're failing your matriculation exam. This is your responsibility as a parent. How dare you tell this daughter that it's her responsibility to take her first job paycheck and give it to you to pay bills? Number two, you're destroying her aspirational spirit. Maybe it's not the smartest thing in the world for her to, maybe it's not the best business decision to take her paycheck, go buy a bunch of headphones, which she can relate to, it's her generation, and then resell it. Okay, maybe, and she bought it at retail, it's really hard to then sell it for more money on retail, but it is incredibly inspiring that she wants to be self-reliant. She's not asking for a handout. She's looking for a hand up. She's not saying, give me some fish. She's saying, let me teach myself how to fish. And clearly you're not giving her the mother, any direction on how she can move with her aspirations. She clearly wants to be a businesswoman, which I think is fantastic. I can't tell you how many business ideas I tried when I was in my teens that were disasters. I had 100 business ideas from age 10 to age 20. I was homeless at age 18 because one of them was when it really left. I was a concert promoter, not very good at it. I washed cars, mobile detailing business, candy business. I had all kind of stuff, right? I was a failure in most of it, but I never ever gave up. My parents always tried to encourage me. Why are you encouraging this young lady to be aspirational? Why are you saying, bravo, young lady? Let's try to figure out. Kids wasn't maybe the smartest thing in the world, but you weren't doing drugs, you weren't drinking, you weren't flossing, but punking your money off on something stupid or buying something for some guy, some little boy. You invested in yourself. Bravo. Let's get you some training at Operation Hope or the Urban League or whatever. Let's get you some small business training. Let's get you some entrepreneurship training, because with this kind of spirit, you may have an entrepreneurial bone. Entrepreneurs and small business owners are different, by the way. It's a different business model. But clearly, are trying to be a businesswoman. Let me help you sell these to my girlfriends. Should encourage her. Be supportive. Even if our child screw up, you say, you disappoint me, you future lawyer. You disappoint me, you future business person. You disappoint me, you future doctor. Like, why are we saying you're an idiot or you're stupid because you tried something that may not work? And how do you know? You, the mother here. Clearly, if you're looking for your daughter to pay your bills, you're a financial disaster yourself. You're probably using her credit too. Like, she's 16. She had her first job. Encourage her. From the spirit of this young lady, it looks like she's almost raised the daughter. She's raising herself. The mother should be ashamed of herself. The daughter should be proud of herself. Rain will only follow storms. Let's give this young lady some encouragement for the future. If somebody knows who this young lady is, how to reach her, let her know to come to Operation Hope. I'll give her a $5,000 scholarship to go in our small business program for training. It won't cost her a dime. Get all the small business training, get her a business plan. I'll even buy some of her headphones for her, give them away as Christmas presents. Okay, John Bryant. Watch listen to my podcast, Money and Wealth, is every Thursday. Subscribe to it. You can get my best-selling book on financial literacy for all, bestseller for 14 months, number one. And most importantly, go to Operation Hope, get coaching and counseling. Tell them I sent you. They'll give you a $1,000 coaching scholarship. That's right, a $1,000 coaching scholarship to get your credit score up, your debt down, your savings up, so that you can become a prime credit holder yourself and to be the change you want to see in your own life and in our world. To this young lady, bravo, you're a civil rights leader for the future, and it's okay if other folks don't get you. You get you. Eagles don't fly in packs. You've never seen a flock of eagles. Keep going. Why is she asking her child?
All right, so John kind of went in on that one. Like, damn, bro. Like, he went in on the mama. You should be ashamed of yourself. But, hey, it is what it is. He definitely had some points there. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to encourage, your child. Yeah, she might have made a mistake, but, you have to look past the mistake and really see the value in what she's really trying to do. And then you have to nurture that value and so that it can grow into something more. All right, so now you already see that she has an entrepreneurial mind state. And honestly, I don't think she bought him at retail. I think she got him wholesale. I think the little girl knew what she was doing. I think she probably seen some shit on TikTok or Instagram about, drop shipping or about, selling shit and how you can buy shit wholesale for a low price and sell it. You know what I mean? Like, I think she was on to something. I just think the mother, the mother wasn't just upset, but she was probably embarrassed, maybe a little embarrassed that her daughter is thinking big and having these, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to, I hate to even bring this up, but we definitely have issues in our community when it comes to mothers and daughters, black mothers and daughters. I don't know why. I don't know where it comes from. It seems like they're, moms and daughters be competing with each other and shit. I don't know what it is in the black community when it comes to mothers and daughters. But for some reason, there is something there. But yeah, I think the mother probably felt some type of way. Well, I don't even think it was all about the money. I think it was just about her doing something, without asking her, maybe without getting her approval first. Because yeah, I mean, at 15, you shouldn't be just going out and blowing your check without talking to your parent first. And the reason I say that is because yes, you do live in the house, and I don't know what happened. I don't know, the mother probably said bring home the check so I could see it, and then maybe they could have sat down and made a budget plan for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what, but by her not talking to the mother, that's the biggest discrepancy to me, is that you didn't talk to your mother first before you made this move, which also lets us kind of know that how's your relationship with your mother? Do you have a good relationship with your mother? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what is the real underlying issue here, is that maybe the mother and the daughter need some time to, get together and talk, and you know what I'm saying, and talk some things out. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But like I say, just going based off of what medicine? Going just based off of what they're saying, whenever you read some shit on the internet, it's always just G did this and she spent her whole first paycheck, and it's just like, we don't know the specifics, we don't know the little intricacies of what happened, so all we can do is make a guess on how the situation came to pass. But like I say, I bet you the little girl got this shit on wholesale and maybe she might even was saving it to tell her mother to try to surprise her, like, look, shit, we about to triple this money, and you get because her check probably wasn't nothing but a couple $100 any fucking way. So she like, shit, we can, I got $300, about to invest this $300, we can make $9. Mom like, where the $300? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it just should have been a conversation between mother and daughter before that happened. Now, should she punish her for it? No, absolutely not. Like I say, now we have to have a discussion, and then the discussion would basically be, when you get your paycheck, you let me know first before you just go off and blow it, because you're only 15. Now, I'm trying to think. When I was 15, yeah, I don't think my parents would just let me blow my check like that. I think, well, maybe they might have. Well, no. Did I have a car back then? So I remember they used to make me pay insurance and on my car and shit like that. So if I had a job, then there was things that I was going to have to pay. Period. Like, if I got a car, then I might have to pay my insurance. My parents probably was paying the note, or we might have got the car paid for it outright, and all I had to do was pay the insurance. I think that's what we did. I think we bought the car outright. I just paid for the insurance. But anyways, you want to teach your children responsibility so that when they get older and they understand that when you get out here on your own, you have to pay these bills, and these bills have to be paid for first. These things have to be taken care of first. So I think it's just a conversation that just needs to be had between the daughter and the mother. And then, like he said, you need to nurture that entrepreneurial mind state, that businessman mentality, that businesswoman mentality, and see what it grows into. Because, obviously the young lady has some ideas, and like he said, this is when you're young, this is the best time to experiment and try your different ideas. And honestly, and I did the same thing. And it's cool because when you try the different ideas, you usually making money. You know what I'm saying? You're usually making money trying these different ideas. You know what I'm saying? I remember, at one point in time I wanted to do landscaping, so I started doing landscaping, and people, had people calling me, and I had to, go places and, beat it, and it was something where it was like, I don't like this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, did it for a while, made a couple dollars, but I just, it was a hell of a grind. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get up there, get up first thing in the morning, try to knock out as, however many houses you got on your route, or however many houses that people call you and say they need their hair, they grass cut. And yeah, and I'm just not a outside nigga like that. Like, I like being outside, but shit, when it's hot and shit, I get to, man, listen, I'm allergic. I get to break it out in hives and shit. When I get too hot, it's crazy. So yeah, so I was like, I can't be doing this all like that. And I think it's not even probably because of that, probably just because of my allergies and stuff, and being outside, around cut grass and stuff like that when I'm allergic to. Yeah, I'm allergic to most of that stuff. So yeah, that didn't last too long, but I did try it. You know what I'm saying? And I did make money at it. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like it was just like you go out there and try stuff and you don't make no money. No, you go out there and try to make money off shit to see if this is something that you can do on a consistent basis and make money on a consistent basis. And, and yeah, that's how being an entrepreneur, that's how that shit works. So hopefully if I was anything, if I was her, I would definitely be reaching out to John, to Mr. Bryant here, and definitely reaching out to him and getting that scholarship and trying to see about getting that scholarship for sure. So another thing I seen other day, I don't know if you guys caught this, but check this out. So,
riding out the storm, literally.
It's the whole bus underground.
A bus placed underground as a storm shelter.
I'm ready for the tornado,
James and Claudette Hunter purchased a bus 5 years ago after a tornado ripped through the trailer park they own on County Road 40 West.
It didn't do that much damage, but it picked up a trail and threw it across the highway.
Concerned about their tenants' safety during severe weather.
She knows it's there if she needs it.
This underground bus was a refuge during the April tornadoes and the storms that passed 2 months ago.
They were safe, and a lot of them said it's roomy, and it just had a nice time down there.
The Hunters say it was all about being frugal.
We started looking for retainers, and they were so expensive. So we started thinking about a school bus.
They found this old Otago County school bus built in 1985 from a junkyard for only $800.
Now this bus has 20 seats and it can fit about 75 people on it, including people standing along the aisle.
It's 9 feet underground and the bus is 27 feet long. The Hunters paid a man $700 to dig a hole deep enough to cover the bus.
Then when we got all the dirt out and the bus down to the level of the ground, then we was able to bag the bus in the runway and then pull it down in there. You see those caps sitting on the top? Those are air vents. And I have a kerosene lamp in there for a bag up.
A unique underground shelter from the storm. Call it riding out the storm, literally.
Yo, so I wanted to do that because we all need this shit. We all need to be thinking about this. All right? There should be more. We should be building more of these. Because these rich folks is out here doing the same. These motherfuckers is building whole bunkers whole cities underground, whole bunkers and shit underground. We don't know why, but they are. So we need to be doing the same thing. I think 9 feet underground is pretty fucking deep. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a great fucking idea. Like, and I think there needs to be more of these. Like, they need to start manufacturing these motherfuckers. Somebody needs to take this idea and patent it. Well, I mean, I guess it's already patented and all that shit because they already have underground capsules and things. So that's dope. And see, they own the land. That's why they could do it. See, you can't just do it on anywhere. You got to own the land that you do it on. So they own the land. So of course listen. They should put more. They should build a whole city up under that bitch. Like, why not? I'd be like, shit, we gotta start digging. The fuck? We about to get this shit popping. We about to have all type of tunnels up under this motherfucker. Why not? I mean, got to. I mean, I would definitely be looking to expand. I would be looking to buy more buses. All right, you hear me? I'll be looking to buy more buses, and we like, look, we gonna put shit. We gonna get 20 buses, nigga, 50 buses. Yeah, turn this bitch up. So yeah, this is a great idea, and like I say, this is what black people need to be looking into doing, for real, because obviously our basements ain't cutting it no more. Okay, they building whole bunkers and shit. The basement used to be the bunker. The basement, and tornado come, anything come, go to the basement. Now they like, oh no, nigga, something coming that's gonna fuck your nigga. No, you got to go below the basement. I'm like I said, 9 feet underground. That's crazy. So last but not least, this ridiculousness. So as you can see, low-cost airlines are flirting with the idea of introducing a new seat where passengers stand up the entire flight. It's estimated that this could add 40% more seats. Man, no. I don't think it's a good idea to stand up during a flight. I feel like you can get a crook in your leg at any time, or a Charlie horse. Like, it's just not, I don't think it's safe. I think it's going to make more issues with people. Like, you're going to start having people suing the airlines for blood clots and shit like that because of their legs and them standing up. And I'm telling you, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't. Now, I understand that it'll give people an opportunity to travel for cheaper. I definitely get it, but I couldn't do it. Like, I can't stand up the whole flight. Fuck that. Well, let me take that. Nah. I mean, I could, but I would just be too scared of my legs getting fucked up. Like, my leg being like, and then one of the main reasons I get a flight is so I can sit down and relax. Like, I want to relax before I get to my destination, because as soon as I get to my destination, I'm turning up. So it's like, I ain't trying to be standing on the fuck, because I stand on the flight the whole flight. When I get to my destination, nigga, all I want to do is sit down. Like, oh shit, bitch, I gotta, man, listen, my legs is killing me. So nah, I couldn't do it. But I definitely see the airlines doing it though. I think I see this coming, so be ready, because they're definitely about to start. They're going to do this. Like, this is not like, this is an idea they're flirting with. They're just letting us know beforehand that it's going to get done. So mark my words, you will be hearing about people, the first people, during a standing flight and, shit like that, because they're going to do it because it's about money. And at this point in time, they're trying to get as much money as possible. So, but yeah, no, I'm not doing it. I'm definitely not. I can't stand up a whole flight, flat out. I would be, oh my God, that should be. No, sir. So yeah. So I think that's all I got today, which I covered a lot. Cause like I said, I ain't been on here in a while. I'm gonna make sure I start hitting back every week, at least once a week, like I used to. But I'm probably gonna do more than that. But yeah, so you know what it is, man. We appreciate y'all stopping by. Appreciate you checking me out. You know what this is, Sauce on Everything. Make sure that you click the link in the bio, like, subscribe, know what to do. We really appreciate the love. Peace.